I'm gonna try to make this video short, but I just had to get this message out there. Um, it came at perfect timing. Uh, I usually like to go into detail about how I came to a thought process, how it all came along like a huge revelation. And I guess I can, but basically, there might be like some religious spirits going about and trying to um, stop you from your breakthrough. Because what was happening to me was I would be in this stuck feeling and I wouldn't be able to like release my emotions. I would just sit there and try to feel them through, but it was like one stagnant emotion, and I knew there was some frustration or guilt or something, but basically it was like it was lying to me, saying it could be anything. It could be from relationships to trauma to it was pointing the finger at everything, basically as like a Spider-Man meme when the Spider-Mans are pointing at each other. But there is one true Spider-Man, and it's God. Sorry, it's not funny, but one thing I know for sure is that I've been behaving well in my life. My relationships are going very well. I live a full life, and even though I have been isolating, I've been connecting with God, and so like I've been emotionally resilient. I've been responsible, which my last video was about. Is like responsibility of having the divine within you and your relationship with God, like trying to keep a renewed mind. And so what I'm saying here is that the breakthrough actually came when I was thinking about step work, which is, if you're an addict, you will know what step work is. And the first step is we admit our powerlessness over our addiction, that our life has become unmanageable. And I wouldn't have gotten to this place if I hadn't gone for my 1 year little chip or key tag tonight, and talked to my dad about doing step work with a sponsor. And I had a little curiosity, so I looked up the powerlessness part, because I felt powerless, but I didn't want to admit it, because like I didn't want to give the enemy a way in. I didn't want to admit my defeat because, well, some people say that it might make you seem weak, but I actually kind of have been leaning more towards vulnerability, just because of the way life's been handing me cards or dealing the cards to me. It just seems like I want to go into what hurt me most. Sort of like as unlocking sort of well, now I'm like kind of over explaining, but we have been so responsible as a society, as I see people taking care of business, whether they're drinking or not, or just trying to smooth over issues in their lives. And we don't give ourselves enough credit. We sort of shy away from things that helped us before, like taking a walk, or having that conversation with that one friend who's a little funny, or seeing that one aunt who's been on the bender, or just living a lifestyle that isn't culturally acceptable to your parents or to anyone who you look up to. I say that we've been responsible enough that we can manage ourselves around this environment. And actually, I think that's what the spirit of religion has been keeping us away from, keeping us in fear, that we shouldn't go back to familiarity because it's unsafe. Because it tells us that just wait, just keep waiting. God's gonna step in eventually. And as true as like he can just in the blink of an eye change your situation. I think that changing the situation for ourselves to make it more manageable is what we need to be doing. And I say this with full what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Just so what happened was that when I admitted that my life was unmanageable and that I was powerless, I looked towards how I would manage my current emotions right now, and it came to music. I immediately felt anger. I didn't know what it was towards. Maybe it was like hidden underneath or something, but I knew that I wanted to listen to the music I listened to when I was a child. In my case, this was Chevelle. I listened to it, and I was so present with it. I was like, yeah, this is how I feel. Like I was a kid, but I wasn't trying to escape my pain. I was just trying to feel it. So we have a huge assignment that's given to us to feel our pain, and however that looks like for you. But for me, like, music has been a cure for me. Music has been able to show me that I've grown, that I've become resilient, that, God's always been there for me, his rod and his staff has always been comforting me. And that's the only opinion that I really care about is God's, not what culture says, not what anyone else says, whether it be my parents or, siblings. Like, I just wanted to feel my feelings, and I wasn't going to music because of secular music, like, sort of being on the wild side. So, whoever you used to listen to, as long as you're not like going crazy and trying to escape your feelings, but more so trying to understand, the things in the big picture, like coming full circle as we continue our journey with God. However that works out for you, and I hope it really does. So thank you for listening.